Jack Gould and his ex-wife Kristen Holmes had a bitter divorce. He says she got the minivan and he got the bill.
You folks were married when?
We were married in June of 1992, I believe.
That's incorrect, Jack.
When were you married?
August 8th, 1992.
No wonder you.
By a couple of months.
No wonder you're divorced. When were you divorced?
The official divorce papers are dated March the 1st, 1995, and we separated in March of 1994.
Okay, now your lawsuit, if I understand it correctly, is about a minivan
That's true.
that the defendant got as a result of the divorce settlement?
That is true.
All right, so tell me about it, sir.
Well, when we were married, the defendant, my ex-wife, was extremely interested in leasing a minivan.
That's not true.
At the time, I did not feel that we could afford it, but she had her heart set on it, so I agreed. You know, marriages are made of compromise.
So you leased the van.
We leased the van.
For how long?
The van was leased on December 1st, 1992, and I believe it was a 2-year lease. I have a copy of the lease here.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
We separated in March of 1994 and I filed for divorce somewhere in that time. I don't know the exact date.
Who got custody of the minivan in March of '94?
The defendant.
Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Go.
Okay. After our bitter squabble over nickels and the divorce agreement, we signed, the judgment here, and there's a specific provision that deals with the minivan in the divorce settlement.
Which says what, sir?
Which says that the defendant takes sole use, custody, and possession and control of the 1992 Ford Aerostar van, that she's ordered to pay for and maintain the present lease obligations of the van, and
Notice it says present.
And that it says that it's supposed to be transferred to her name only as soon as practical forthwith. The respondent is ordered to indemnify and hold the petitioner, who is myself, harmless and render him a defense from any obligation arising from or in connection with the use of the vehicle.
Okay, so she got the van and she was supposed to take care of all the expenses on the van. That's
right.
what that says.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened?
Well, unbeknownst to me, in about October of 1994, she stopped making payments on the van.
Mm-hmm.
I found this out in May of this year when I was hit with this summons from the Ford Motor Credit Company.
First off, I made all the payments but one.
Go ahead.
They were suing the defendant and myself for $2,400. It says in those papers that she stopped making the payments, that they repossessed the van and sold it at a loss. I was totally in the dark about all of this.
Ms. Holmes, did they repossess the van?
Yes, they did.
Okay, go ahead.
And then I was hit with the summons. I mistakenly believed that the divorce agreement held me damageless from that.